Hello. So, today, di-discuss natin yung chemical formula and bonding. So, etong video na to, hahatiin ko sa dalawa. Yung first part ay for chemical formula and then the second part is for the chemical bonding. So, define muna natin kung ano yung chemical formula. So, chemical formula is the representation of a molecule in which the symbols for the elements are used to indicate the type of atoms present and the subscript are used to show the relative numbers of atoms. So, yun daw yung chemical formula. Ilang beses na natin na-encounter tong chemical formula from the start pa lang ng discussion natin, di ba? And then, sa chemical formula, ang ginagamit natin ay yung kanilang chemical symbols na matatagpuan natin, of course, sa periodic table. And then, to para malaman natin kung ilan yung relative amount na meron yung isang atom, ang titingnan natin syempre ay yung subscript. For example, ito yung mga examples natin ng chemical formula. First is yung sa salt or yung specifically this is table salt. So NaCl, di ba? Na stands for sodium and then Cl stands for chlorine. And then for sucrose, dito naman sa sucrose, gumamit na tayo ng mga subscript. Meaning, we have 12 carbon atoms, 22 hydrogen atoms, and 11 oxygen atoms. For vinegar, we have 2 carbon atoms, 3 hydrogen atoms, and then 2 oxygen atoms. And then for baking soda or yung tinatawag natin na sodium bicarbonate, we have of course, one amount of sodium atom, one hydrogen atom, one carbon atom, and three oxygen atoms. Yeah. Next is the subscripts. So, ano naman yung subscript? Ayun na, discuss na natin kanina yung subscript, di ba? Number that appear partially below the line and to the right symbol of an element, meaning it is the relative amount of the atom present. So, yan yung mga subscript yung nasa ilalim. And then yung nasa gilid naman or nasa left side, yun yung tinatawag natin na coefficients. Now, usually, ginagamit natin for chemical balancing. Next is oxidation numbers. So, sa una, nag-aano lang muna tayo, nagde-define pa lang tayo ng mga terms, no? So, oxidation numbers, also known as the oxidation state of an element. Makikita nyo to dun sa may periodic table. Makikita nyo siya sa periodic table kung ano yung mga oxidation numbers of each element. So, oxidation number is a number having a positive, a negative, or a zero value that may assign to an atom of that element in compound. It can be a positive, negative, or a zero value or a neutral value. These positive and negative numbers are directly related to the positive negative charges that result from the transfer of electrons. Meaning, di ba na-discuss na natin last time to, yung oxidation numbers, na nagkakaroon tayo ng transfer of electrons, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng mga tinatawag natin na ions. And then, oxidation number is assigned by somewhat arbitrary system of rules. They are useful for writing formulas, for writing formulas, naming compound, and balancing chemical equations. So, useful daw yung oxidation number, syempre, sa pag-write ng formula. And then yung pag-name, syempre, ng compound at, of course, for balancing chemical equations. Yan. So, ito yung mga oxidation numbers. Kung makikita nyo dito sa periodic table, the S block and the P block elements, meron silang mga oxidation number agad. So, dito yung linya ni hydrogen, lithium pababa na yan, all of them are positive 1 yung kanilang oxidation number. And then, dito naman kasunod sa may alkaline earth metals, positive 2. Yan yung beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, yan yung pababa na yan. And then, dun sa may right side naman, sa may P block elements, so for boron, we have positive 3, for carbon, positive 4, can be a positive or negative. And then for nitrogen, we have negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. And then for fluorine, bromine, iodine, ayan yung pababa na yan, the halogens, yung kanilang mga oxidation number ay fixed. No? Tandaan nyo yun sa may alkali metals and then dito sa may fluorine, chlorine, bromine na yan, yung mga oxidation number nila ganyan. Pero not all the time, yung oxidation number nila ay yaan. Nababago yan. Di ba we have multiple oxidation numbers dun sa may periodic table kung makikita nyo. It's either pwede siyang positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3. And then for of course for the D block elements, iba-iba yung kanilang mga oxidation numbers. No, so meron tayong di-discuss later kung paano natin ma-determine kung ano yung oxidation numbers ng specific na element from a compound. No? So ito, we have rules governing the assignment of oxidation numbers. Paano nga ba natin i-assign yung oxidation numbers ng mga elements, no, or ng mga atoms? No? For pure element, kapag pure, meaning it can be a solid or a liquid, basta pure element or gas. No? Pure element from the periodic table, its oxidation number is zero. And then, example, ayan. For yung the oxidation number, ON, ano lang yan maiksi lang yan. Oxidation number. For each atoms in zinc, zinc is a pure element. Hydrogen, H2, is a diatomic molecule, meaning siya ay zero din. And syempre sa sulfur, ayan, yung elemental form ni sulfur or S8 is zero. Kapag wala siyang charge, automatically we assume that the oxidation number is zero. Syempre, it doesn't have an exception. And then for monoatomic ions, of course, for charged ion, kapag may charge na siya, for example, cadmium in cadmium chloride, ang oxidation number niya is positive 2. Why? Kasi nasa bonding na siya, di ba? Ibig sabihin, bonded na siya. Kapag ganyang bonded na siya, meaning meron na siyang meron na siyang oxidation number na whole number kapag bonded. Sir, paano po naging positive 2? 'Di ba? Si cadmium ang oxidation number niya ay 2 plus and then kay chlorine is negative 1. And then 'di ba kapag nagkaka-reaction tayo, nagki-criss-cross tayo and then yung charge ni yung charge ni chlorine mapupunta kay cadmium and then yung charge ni cadmium mapupunta kay chlorine. And then for chlorine, of course, is negative 1. And then we doesn't have an exception. Next is for oxygen. Ayan, meron tayong mga dito, mga special atoms na nandito. For oxygen, automatically, not assume, automatically, its oxidation number is negative 2. No, negative 2 si oxygen. And then, oxygen is negative 1 in peroxide. Magiging negative 1 lang siya for peroxide. Sir, paano kapag O2 or yung elemental or yung diatomic molecule or diatomic form ni oxygen? Of course, it is a zero yung oxidation number niya kapag ganon. Kasi nga, pure element yon. Pero kapag oxygen na bonded, katulad nito, kay zinc oxide and then kay water, its charge is negative 2. And then, kapag naman nasa peroxide siya, such as H2O2 or yung hydrogen peroxide, ang kanyang charge is negative 1. And then for hydrogen, automatically, positive 1 yan. No? So hydrogen in water is positive 1. Pero may exception siya. Sir, paano siya nagiging negative 1 yung hydrogen? Kapag combine siya with a metal. Kapag metal yung kabanding niya, negative 1 yung kanyang charge. Pero kapag hindi, positive 1. And then of course, the halogens, the fluorine, chlorine, iodine, and bromine, yung mga yon, matik sila ay negative 1, yung kanilang oxidation number. Yon. So, if a compound's formula contains one element for which you cannot assign an oxidation number, using the guidelines listed above, calculate the oxidation number according to the following rules. No? Paano daw kapag hindi na daw natin mai-assign yung oxidation number niya, lalo-lalo na kapag siya ay bonded. And of course, kapag meron siyang multiple oxidation numbers na present doon sa periodic table. So, paano na natin siya i-assign? No. So here are the steps. First is the sum of the oxidation numbers for the atoms in an uncharged formula is equal to 0. So the sum of the oxidation numbers for the atoms in a polyatomic ion is equal to overall charge on the ion. So para mas maintindihan natin to, yan, mag-example tayo about yan. For example, consider the combustion of calcium metal in oxygen gas. So, ang reaction natin is 2 calcium Meron tayong 2 calcium plus O2 and then 2 calcium oxide. Yun yung product niya. So, paano natin malalaman yung oxidation number niya? Di ba ang rules natin, the oxidation number of an atom in an elemental form is always zero. So, si calcium, elemental form siya. Since nakikita natin solid, automatically, ang charge niya ay zero. For oxygen, of course, naka-diatomic form siya, ang oxidation number niya is also zero. And then for calcium oxide, tigi-tigisa sila ng tinitigisa sila ng oxidation numbers. For calcium, positive 2. And then for oxygen, negative 2 of course. Sir, bakit bigla naman nagbago? Kasi nga, charge ay ano na to, bonded na to. So, ibig sabihin, yung charge na meron si calcium at yung charge na meron si oxygen, nagkaroon na sila ng palitan. No? And then, sir, bakit hindi Ca2O2 yan? Ba't nawala yung 2? Of course, kasi makakancel out yun, di ba? So, yun. And then ito, mag-sample problem tayo para mas madali nating magets kung paano mag-assign ng oxidation number. So, assign the oxidation numbers to all the elements in the following compounds and ions. First is the lithium oxide. So, may lithium oxide yung nauna. First is the lithium oxide. Paano natin ngayon i-assign yung oxidation number, of course, ni lithium lithium 2 oxide. Di ba nangyayari lang naman to produce the lithium 2 oxide is nagkakaroon tayo ng criss-cross. So, ibig sabihin, kapag in-criss-cross natin tong dalawa na to, ang charge ni lithium will be, of course, it is a metal and then alkali metals to. So, ibig sabihin, ang charge niya is positive 1. Diba sa periodic table. And then, of course, the oxygen, sa sulat, the oxygen is 2 negative. Kaya nga nagkakapalit sila ng charge doon. So, ang assign natin for lithium is positive 1 and then for oxygen is negative 2. So, ganun lang. Next is, ayan. Next natin si HNO3. Ayan. Next is the HNO3. Paano natin i-assign yung oxidation number ni HNO3? So, first, 'di ba? Meron na tayong mga fixed na na oxidation number. So automatically we know that the oxidation number for hydrogen is of course positive 1. Sir, bakit siya positive 1? Again, ang kabanding niya ay non-metal. Both non-metal si nitrogen at si oxygen. So meaning positive 1 si hydrogen. Magne-negative 1 lang siya kapag ang kabanding niya ay metal. No. And then for oxygen, so oxygen, sir, paano to may 3? Later natin i-deal yung 3 na yan. So ang oxidation number natin for oxygen, of course, is negative 2. No, kasi nga, bonded yan. And then now, paano natin malalaman kung ano yung oxidation number ni nitrogen? Kung titingnan nyo sa periodic table, maraming possible na oxidation number si nitrogen. So, how did we know yung kanyang oxidation number? So, consider natin to as missing. Paano natin ngayon yan hahanapin? I-compute natin and consider that as an X. No? So, paano natin i-compute? So, start natin kay positive 1 kasi si positive 1 yung meron tayo. So, positive 1 plus yung X. Diba? Kasi meron tayong tatlong different na elements dyan. And then plus ulit, kasi nga pinag-add natin sila. Diba sabi dun sa rule, it is the sum. And then, negative 2. Yan. Negative 2. And then equals to 0. Sir, bakit may equals to 0 pa? Diba sabi dun kanina sa may rules natin na kapag uncharged siya, katulad ng HNO3, wala siyang charge, ibig sabihin, 0 yung kanyang sum, di ba? So, ano yung susunod natin gagawin? No? So, hindi pa pala tapos doon. Medyo nagkamali tayo ng konti. So, negative 2, since meron tayong subscript na 3, i-multiply natin sa negative 2 kay 3. Yan. And then, tsaka pa lang yung 0. Sorry. So, yon. So, what's the next step? Diba? So, 1, hindi ko na nilagay yung positive kasi positive 1 naman na yan, plus x is 2 negative plus 2 negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Diba? So, negative 6 is equals to 0. So, what's the next step? Ano na yung gagawin natin? Kailangan maiwan natin si x dito sa may side na to. So, para maiwan si x, lipat natin dito si 1 at ilipat natin dito si 6. Diba? So, si x na lang ang matitira. So, x is equals to, since nilipat natin sila, magkakaroon sila ng change ng sign. So, negative 1, and then ito ay from negative, magiging positive yan. Negative 1 plus 6 is equals to 5. So, ito na yung answer natin. No, positive 5. No, meaning the oxidation number of the nitrogen is positive 5. So, ganun lang tayo mag-assign ng mga oxidation numbers. No. Next is, ayan, yung CR2O7, 2 negative. Ayan. Hirapan natin ng konti. So, sagutan din natin yan. Kunin natin siya. So, paano natin siya i-compute? Yan. So, we know agad na ang charge natin for oxygen is of course, or yung oxidation number natin for oxygen is negative 2. No? And then si chromium, since chromium is a D-block element, so ibig sabihin, kailangan natin i-compute yung kanyang oxidation number. So, consider natin siya as X. No? So, X yan. So, X, start tayo kay X agad. And then, since merong subscript si chromium na to, isusulat natin yan, di ba? So, X multiply by 2, and multiply by 2, plus negative 2 ni oxygen, since 7 yung nandito, multiply by 7. So, times 7 is equals to negative 2. Sir, bakit may negative 2 na dyan? Of course, may charge siya, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, yung sum niya is negative 2. So, next step natin is ang mangyayari dyan, magiging 2x na yan. X times 2 is 2x. Plus, negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Diba? So, negative 14 is equals to negative 2. So, what's our next step? No. So, ang next step natin is, syempre, lilipat natin dito si negative 14. So, 2x na lang matitira dito. 2x is equals to positive 14 na siya. So, 14 minus 2 is 12, di ba? 14 minus 2. Yan. 14 minus 2 is 12. Then, ano yung next step natin? Ang next step is, so 2x, di ba? Rewrite muna natin. 2x is equals to 12. Yan. So, ang next step natin ay kailangan matira dito si x. So, para magawa yon, ililipat ba natin siya sa kabila? No. Kasi nga, magkaisa sila, di ba? Minultiply natin. So, ang gagawin natin is, divide both side by 2. Yan. Divide natin siya both side by 2 to cancel out the 2 dito. So, meaning, so 12 divided by 2 is 6. So, meaning, ang x natin is positive 6. Yung for chromium. So, ganun lang. Ganun lang mag-calculate ng oxidation numbers. No? Try to practice para mas madaling, para ma-master nyo yung pag-assign ng oxidation number for each element sa isang compound. Next is the steps in formula writing. No, after ng assigning of oxidation number, dito naman tayo sa formula writing. Meron tayong step. First step is write the symbol. So most chemical have two names. The first name is the cation, syempre, or the positive ion, and then the second name is the anion or the negative ion. So in a binary compound, binary, ibig sabihin dalawa sila, the first name will be a metal ion and then the second name will be a non-metal ion for ionic compounds. No? In a ternary compound, the first name will be a metal ion with the exception of ammonium. Of course, ammonium is a positively charged and it is non-metal yon. And then the second name will almost always be a polyatomic ion for ternary compound. Kapag ternary, ibig sabihin, ang kabanding nila ay polyatomic ions na. Di ba yung polyatomic ions ay yung cyanide, hydroxide, yung mga yon. So, example, no? Example ng writing a symbol of, for example, for binary compound, sodium chloride, no? So, yung sodium, Na, and then yung chloride is Cl. And then, for example, for ternary naman, so barium phosphate, ayan, barium, Ba, and then yung phosphate is a polyatomic ion, diba? So, PO4 siya. And then another example for ternary is ammonium carbonate. So, ammonium is NH4. And then, NH4 is a non-metal, di ba? Pero it is considered as a cation. Pero majority ng cations ay metals, di ba? And then, carbonate is CO3. So, yun yung anion. Step 2 is determine the valence or charge of each symbol and write it as a superscript. Diba? And, ito yung periodic table natin ulit, di ba? For example, hydrogen or H positive 1. At yung positive 1 ay naka-superscript or naka-exponent. Right? So, ganun lang. No? So, example, ayan. So, for sodium, ang sodium ay Na positive 1. Ayan, naka-superscript. And then yung chloride naman is Cl negative 1. And then for ternary compounds, for barium, barium is positive 2. And then phosphate is negative 3. Diba? So, ganun lang. And then third step is determine the common multiple of the charges and balance the total positive and negative charge on the cation and the anion. So dito, so sodium chloride, since each sodium is positive 1 and each chloride is negative 1, then it will take one sodium to balance one chloride with a negative 1. Meaning, para mabalance natin siya, kailangan natin ng 1:1 for binary compounds, especially the sodium chloride. So, paano naman kapag magnesium nitride naman? Since each magnesium is positive 2 and each nitride is negative 3, so we need 3 magnesium to balance with 2 nitrides. No? Para mas maintindihan natin sa step 4, makikita natin kung ano yung mangyayari. Yun yung crisscross na. No? And then for ternary naman, barium phosphate, since each barium is positive 2 and each phosphate is negative 3, then it will take 3 barium 2 plus to balance 2 phosphate with negative 3. No? So, para mas maintindihan yan, tingnan nyo yun nandito sa may step 4. So, the number of units of the cation and anion is determined in step 3. Those become the subscript which are placed right after the respective symbol. Gagamit tayo ng parenthesis in case na yun ay polyatomic ions. For example, first example is binary compound. No, 'di ba, since positive 1 at negative 1 lang naman si sodium at si chloride, so ang magiging final formula niya is NaCl lang. Wala yung mga 1 kasi nga hindi natin siya sinusulat. And then for magnesium nitrate naman is magiging Mg3N2. No, yung 3 negative ni nitrogen napunta kay magnesium. And then yung positive 2 ni magnesium napunta kay nitride. So nagkapalit sila ng charge. And then syempre, mawawala na yung positive and negative. And then magiging subscript na lang sila. And then for barium phosphate, of course, phosphate is a polyatomic ion. So gagamit tayo ng open and close parenthesis. Na, and then barium, so yung negative 3 ni phosphate napunta kay barium, and then yung positive 2 ni barium is napunta kay phosphate. And then for ammonium carbonate, ayan, so NH4, no. So NH4, yan yung positive 1 ni NH4 napunta kay carbonate, since wala naman, hindi naman natin siya sinusulat. So carbonate as is lang 'yon. And then the negative 2 charge of the carbonate will be on the ammonium. So, ganun lang. Ah. So, next will be the chemical bonding. So, i-end ko muna tong video para it will be short video clip. And then, yan. So, after nito, yung part 2.